Can I ask you some questions?
Oh, yeah.
Why are men unhealthy?
Oh.
We used to be more manly than we are today. We're turning into a nation of pussies.
They can get a girl by going on OnlyFans.
This whole dad bod movement needs to just go.
I think the relationship with porn is a problem.
Are you on TRT?
Yes. Oh my God, changed my life. Because when you get on TRT, you want to jump women all the time.
Strong libido, easy orgasm, multiple orgasms, good vaginal lubrication, increased muscle mass.
Get your dick working, get you feeling good, get you jacked.
Why is there a stigma around TRT?
TRT is like dynamite. If it's on the wrong hands, it's going to hurt some people.
That's what we would call a steroid.
I've seen guys I've worked with that are 18 to 21 with absolutely wrecked endocrine systems.
It's your life. It's your health. What value are you going to put on that?
Only at a TRT event do you walk away with needles in your hand. Where do you get Trent?
Vegas.
Vegas? I feel like they're just not telling us everything. It just can't be that safe. So I'm here at the Silverback Men's Health and Fitness Conference to talk to doctors, therapists, and health professionals. So there seems to be a crisis with men today. They have low testosterone, they have big bellies, they have small pickles, and quite frankly, none of them can meet women. Essentially, I'm here to figure out why are men becoming so weak? Why did you bring all these people together?
Medical professionals and fitness professionals need to collaborate for the greater good of moving men's health forward and give guys the truth to longevity, to everything, boners, erections, sleep, brain fog, everything.
Why are men unhealthy?
Because they get complacent and blame things like age, work, kids, and stuff. They really need to not do that.
I think the relationship with porn is a problem. I just see it a lot in young men. Porn has a control over them and they have no boundaries. So
It's up for debate. I mean, you can talk about microplastics, you can talk about terrible food, you can talk about the lack of just adversity in life in general, sedentary society.
Why are men unhealthy?
they have it too easy. They can get everything shipped to them real quickly. They can sit on the couch. They can do work from home. They can get a girl by going on OnlyFans. They can get things super easy.
It's very easy to make an excuse not to do things. You know, I think we become lazy. I think we become complacent with where we're at. And I think this whole dad bod movement needs to just go. You know what I mean? And I think that's just another reason why people are just like, it's fine. Like, it's totally fine. It's not totally fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine.
Men are unhealthy, I think, because they lack discipline oftentimes. I talk to a lot of urologists, and they do often have lots of men come in with erectile dysfunction because of...
So it seems to be the consensus, men need to step their game up. It seems they're lazy, complacent, unmotivated, and fat, and they're not taking the right precautions for their health. There may be some environmental factors, the government, or societal pressures that may be suppressing men's health today. Is TRT the solution, or is it glorified steroids? Is TRT safe?
Absolutely, and if you aren't on it, you're dumb.
What do you do?
I'm a physician.
Is TRT safe?
Absolutely.
And you're a doctor, right?
I am a doctor.
Is TRT safe?
For women, when you're on it, no. Because
No.
when you get on TRT, you want to jump women all the time.
Is TRT safe?
Yes, it is. Of course it's safe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very safe, yeah.
Of course.
It is safe.
I would say yes. TRT is very safe.
I've talked to probably 15 to 20 different people about TRT and whether or not it's safe, and everyone says it's safe. And I've asked regular people, men, women, and doctors. Why are people afraid of it?
TRT in their head equals steroids.
Not the same thing? What's the difference between TRT and steroids?
The dose probably makes the
dose that makes a difference?
The dose that makes a difference.
What's the difference between TRT and steroids?
Dosage.
Well, definitely the dose and the actual use case. So technically vitamin D is a steroid, and then technically melatonin is also hormone replacement therapy. We don't really think about it like that because you can get both over the counter.
The devil is in the details. Testosterone replacement is literally just replacing the natural testosterone levels you would have, whereas exogenous hormone use at a super physiological level, meaning taking more than you need, that's what we would call a steroid.
What's the difference between TRT and steroids?
Synthetic means it doesn't match what the body makes. Bioidentical means it's what the body makes. So your testes, my ovaries, make testosterone. The synthetic stuff doesn't match chemically. So that's the bad stuff that's connected to all the bad stuff, all of the bad risk. The stuff that's bioidentical, what our body makes, is the stuff that's very safe, that should be replaced about midlife and beyond.
When you are doing steroids, usually the people are doing multi-pharmacy. So they're not only doing testosterone, they're doing other medications. I want to call them medications. That's when you're using it for performance instead of health. So I would consider TRT used for healthy purposes, or steroid use is to do a performance.
Why do you think TRT has a stigma with it?
Anything that involves a needle or anything that involves a hormone is like automatically considered a steroid. You know what I mean? Even though it's something that's naturally produced in the body. But when you're taking super physiological levels of testosterone, yes, now that we can classify that as a steroid. But when we're just trying to restore normal levels of the hormone that our body already produces, that's a perfect classification for TRT.
Because of all of the endocrine disruptors that we're faced with nowadays, once you hit a about 40 and beyond, whether you're a male or a female, you need some sort of support when it comes to hormones. It has been demonized. You feel amazing. It's super safe. All of the crap behind saying it's not safe is just from uneducated people.
It doesn't make you into something you're not. It doesn't make you into an angry person, an aggressive person. It just allows you to facilitate your best and worst qualities.
Why do you think TRT has a stigma?
Because testosterone has been just known as a steroid. It's a steroid, but it's the poison is the dose they get. If you inject something, it's got the stigma to it, like what am I injecting?
Yeah.
I think it's improving. So I think that people are having not as much of a stigma about it anymore because women are pushing to have testosterone because they feel so good on it as well.
TRT is like dynamite. If it's on the wrong hands with the wrong doctors that they don't know what they're doing, it's going to hurt some people. But it's so safe that to do that, you have to be stupid.
I feel like they're just not telling us everything. It just can't be that safe. How often should somebody use Tren?
Probably 0 times ever.
What type of person does Tren?
People that want to sell young LA clothing on social media.
Where do you get Tren?
Vegas.
Vegas? Is there like a guy at the gym that just steals Tren?
That's probably where most kids get it, but like I have a very professional source. If I don't have a good contact, I am not touching it.
So,
My opinion on Tren for the average human is probably a bad idea. If you're a competitor, you got to make your own choices.
do you think younger demographic is using TRT to get jacked so they make more money on social media?
I mean, it seems like that's what Togi and that definitely, I'm like afraid to say, but like a lot of the research chemical companies are selling SARMs, causing HPTA suppression in kids that are in high school thinking, oh, I can take this, it's an oral, I don't have to inject anything. I've seen guys I've worked with that are 18 to 21 with absolutely wrecked endocrine systems. And then on top of that, more and more young men today have low testosterone, double-edged crisis essentially.
Do you think the government wants men to have low testosterone?
Oh, 100%. The government does not want us to be healthy and optimized. Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
I mean, pass.
Pause. Do you know how much it costs per month?
It depends on what your needs are, but I would say around $200 plus.
That's not bad.
No, it's your life, it's your health. What value are you going to put on that?
How expensive is it?
It depends if it's covered by insurance or not. Like under $500, but life is way more important than $500.
How expensive is it?
It's not. I mean, my copay sucks. I still pay, what, $35 a month? But even out of pocket, it's not bad.
Is life better for you on TRT or off TRT?
100%.
100%? Are you on TRT?
Yes. Oh my God, changed my life. Had a very, very low. I was going to normal doctors and they're like, oh, you're within range. That range was like 190, which is like a 92-year-old guy. When I got on testosterone, I'm like, this is how every other guy's been feeling all the time. Why have I been cheated my whole life?
Are you on TRT?
I take testosterone.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. And I didn't know how much it made a difference for me. I had gone without my testosterone injections for like 2 months this summer, and I was like, why am I feeling so tired all the time? I started back up, and I feel amazing. And it's not that we want super high doses of testosterone for females, but I just get it to these higher levels, and I feel amazing.
Are you on TRT?
I am.
How much do you take?
I am on 200 milligrams a week, but I didn't start there either.
Where did you start?
I started at 160.
How long have you been on TRT for?
About 3.5 years.
Is life better?
Life is way better now. The motivation, the energy, even just to the performance side of it in the gym and everything else. I would say that has been a huge factor with the TRT.
Should women be on TRT?
Absolutely. All of the benefits of optimized testosterone. You've got strong libido, easy orgasm, multiple orgasms, good vaginal lubrication, increased muscle mass, decreased visceral fat, improvement in body composition, better mood, better energy, better vigor. Why would you not want that?
Sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Do you have better sex when you're on TRT?
Duh. Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, the bioidentical hormone replacement world, they teach us that you better treat both partners, whether they're married or whatever, because once one gets hormonally optimized, the other one is going to need to be.
When men get on TRT, does their sex life improve?
100%. It can get hard. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
And then they have confidence. They feel amazing on it.
Do you guys have better sex on TRT?
Yes.
Why is that?
They're more confident. They feel better. They're seeing a difference in their erections, and overall their moods changed. So everything about them makes them feel better.
If you're married or in a close relationship and I put you on testosterone, you're going to become the quarterback. Now you want to pass that ball more often, but if the receiver doesn't want to catch the ball as many times as you want to, you might want to go throw it to somebody else. So be aware of those things.
What should somebody do? Which I like, oh, I'm feeling a little depressed. What do I do?
Start with the blood work, absolutely.
Depends on their blood labs when they're ready. So symptoms, if you have low energy levels, fatigue, you can't build muscle, you're carrying extra body fat, you can't get an erection, low libido, those are all signs that you may need to consult with a doctor, get lab values done. The lab values, like, it's a big range, and the range is sliding lower over time. We used to be more manly than we are today.
We were.
We're turning into a nation of Usually people that have the symptoms are going to be out of range or very low in the range. TRT will push you up into the levels you should be and get your boner working, get you working, get you feeling good, get you jacked.
Look like you? Jacked like you?
You should find a good provider. First of all, you should be doing regular blood work to check your levels. You should be checking your emotional, psychological state at all times, and you get used to shots.
You need to talk to a doctor about which way to do it. Like, are you going to do shots? Are you going to do cream? And break it up to 2 or 3 times a week, so that way you just keep your levels going straight. Everybody needs to go and do a full hormonal blood test and figure out what's right and what's wrong with them beyond your normal break-fix doctor. Prior to TRT, mental fog, no libido, fat everywhere, and just you couldn't put on muscle. After TRT, reverse all 3 of those.
And would you say you made more money on TRT?
Oh, absolutely, because you get rid of that brain fog. You can focus on things, and when you're driven to do things, you can accomplish way more.
Have you seen men make more money on TRT?
Yes, because they're motivated. They feel good. Confidence is power, you know?
So, TRT is safe. It's relatively inexpensive. A lot of women say that they like guys that are on TRT. They say the sex is better. Well, they lift more weight, they make more money. I mean, really, I can't seem to find any reason not to be on TRT. How often should I inject?
I like 2 times a week. I don't want to pin myself that many times.
You're so tough.
I hate needles. I'm a huge.
Can you come off of it once you're on?
Ideally, you would stay on it for the rest of your life because if you need it.
Can you get off of it once you're on it?
You can, but you probably won't want to.
Yeah, it's like getting married. You don't want to get divorced from
Yeah,
TRT.
why get divorced? Life's going good.
The only side effect that I can say is if you have someone with severe systolic blood pressure, extremely high testosterone, can elevate it some, but it's minimal.
What do you recommend they do?
Do hard. Go train. Go lift some heavy stuff. Do hard things. Start something new that you're afraid of doing. That will help give you that confidence to keep going, and then that will help everything else, like your love life, your relationships, your success in business. I feel like if you can go do hard stuff, you can feel a lot of confidence in yourself, and then you apply that to every other aspect.
How do I get jacked like you?
Consistency. It's not
That's
science.
what everybody
It's
says.
not science. You know, everybody always says it's like, oh, I can't do it. It's like, you know what? It's not hard. There's no formula. It's just doing the same thing day in and day out and just being consistent with it.
So it looks like as long as you get regular blood work and you're working with an actual medical provider and not some random guy from the gym, TRT is incredibly safe. And I've heard nothing but positive reviews all day of how TRT has positively affected men's life and the benefits that they're receiving from doing it regularly. Now, the one negative I did find is that once you start, it's incredibly hard to come off. So if you're thinking about starting TRT or you want to learn more, please seek out a registered provider, someone who can help you with your blood labs and interpret them. Please don't trust the local gym bro who's selling you steroids.